So the first weekend of the Battlefield 6 open beta has officially ended, and because I'm going to miss weekend 2, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the beta. But before we get into that, I would like to clarify, I am not a hardcore Battlefield player. I am a Call of Duty player. This is my first ever Battlefield. So I apologise if I make you feel like you want to crucify me. So if you're a Battlefield player, definitely get your pitchforks ready. Now, I'm going to start off with the negatives, and then we will end the video on the positives and what I thought generally about the beta. Okay, starting with the negatives. First of all, the settings. I don't know who designed the settings or the GUI for the settings, but apparently I need a degree in nuclear physics to actually change my settings. I have to click about 3 buttons just to get to the menu to change my sensitivity. Like what, I've got to go to the controller menu, then I've got to go to, I don't like the edit input menu or whatever, then I've got to go into another menu, and then I can actually change my sensitivity. Not to mention, for some reason, all the settings, they just have weird names, and I have to read the actual descriptions just to find out what the setting means. And another thing, is there actually any way to change sensitivity individually? As in, like, have 1x sensitivity and 1y sensitivity? Because from what I've seen, it's just one sensitivity, x and y is combined. And I also don't believe you can change specific scope sensitivities. Let's say I have a 2x scope. I want to use a different sensitivity on 2x scope compared to a 6x scope. I couldn't even find where to change that. I don't know if there's a setting or not. But it seemed like the GUI was just a bit packed and too informative or like too detailed. Too complicated is what I mean. And another thing, I am someone who doesn't use default binds, okay? I have my right stick, press down on the right stick, and that is my jump button. Slide is A, melee is B. I swap all that around. But for some reason, when you swap it around, the actual GUI in-game doesn't change the buttons. So usually, if you want to just quickly end yourself after you've been knocked, you'd have to hold down the right stick, your crouch button. Now, I changed that bind to A, but in-game, it was still showing the button to be the right stick. So I'm out there just smacking my right stick and it's doing nothing. Obviously, probably an easy fix, probably just a small bug, but there's not actually many negatives I had with the beta. Like, bugs, I think the only bug I had was in one match of Conquest, where for some reason the map, before you actually spawn in, it just automatically was zooming out. So that's the only actual bug I really experienced. The only other negative I have as well is just changing your loadouts in-game. A bit clunky. But now let's get into the gameplay. I only really have one negative with the gameplay, and that's that the movement does also feel a bit clunky. It doesn't feel as fluid. Now, yes, I get this is a Battlefield. Maybe it's supposed to feel clunky so you feel more like a soldier, which I get. This game was definitely immersive, but it just felt like it wasn't smooth enough. I'm not saying it needs to be sped up, and just the smoothness between like sliding and sprinting and all that. As well as that, the factions, or not factions, the classes. You have 4 classes: Assault, Medic, Engineer, and Recon. I don't know why, but it feels like some of the classes can be useless at times. Depending on the map, let's say you're on the mountain map, Medic and Engineer, mainly Medic, is completely useless. Whereas if you're in one of the maps where it's like a tighter city, Recon becomes absolutely useless. I feel like we needed more maps that are more viable for the multiple different play styles and class options. I don't want to be completely limited to only certain playstyles on a map. And finally, the only other negative about gameplay that I can think of off the top of my head is for some reason in this game, you run out of ammo insanely fast. And I don't really get, obviously it's probably because I'm not a Battlefield fan, I don't really get how you actually gain more ammo. Like, yes, I know, I believe the medics or engineers, they can give out ammo. But other than that, trying to pick up the other packs where it just swaps your weapon, I just wish we had a bit more ammo. But now on to the positives. I had no idea what to expect before playing Battlefield 6. This is my first Battlefield. I've heard bad things about 2042, and as well as that, I know Battlefield's known for being a lot bigger and a lot slower and more tactical. And even though I will still say Battlefield 6 isn't really my cup of tea, it's not the butter to my bread, I still had a lot of fun. Like, even though I'm completely arse in this game, I felt like I was actually in a war zone. There were buildings being absolutely blown to smithereens. Audio was absolutely amazing. I could hear my teammates slightly, but I could actually hear enemies pushing me. And it feels like you just feel immersed, especially into the class that you're playing as. Like, let's say I'm a sniper. The sniping feels so clean on this game. I literally felt like I was a sniper in a war, you know, trying to find little peaks that I can get easy shots off. And I was actually enjoying how tactical this game is, and how if you just run and gun, realistically you're going to die fast. I definitely liked that you have to think before you just run into action. Unlike Call of Duty, there's a lot more ways you can get the better of your opponent just by having more game knowledge and IQ. As well as that, I also love the addition of the smaller modes like King of the Hill and Domination. Definitely good if you want to invite more Call of Duty players to your game. Obviously, I'm not the hugest fan of Conquest and the massive maps, but I mean, Domination, it was perfect for me. And considering how bad Call of Duty has been doing, Battlefield 6 definitely wants to start trying to get Call of Duty players into Battlefield. Now, I'm not saying change Battlefield to be like Call of Duty. No, Battlefield can stay it is. What I'm saying is they have options. They have game modes for all types of players. Another thing, aim assist. Now, there's been a lot of debate about the aim assist. Some people saying it's stronger, some people saying it's weaker than Call of Duty. I've already given my opinions. It feels like it's weaker when you're just moving across an enemy and it has less rotational, but when you're actually aiming at an enemy, it feels a bit stickier. And I actually enjoyed having the less aim assist. It would feel more rewarding when I was to kill an enemy. Unlike these people that are the types of people to not subscribe to Christex on YouTube. I mean, it's completely free. Why wouldn't you subscribe? I know that I am definitely an average FPS player. I'm not amazing, I'm not a pro. I'll happily say that I can sometimes be a noob. So realistically, a less aim assist would be a disadvantage for me. However, it was not a disadvantage, because with less aim assist, it actually helps you just naturally improve your aim. That's what it felt like. Obviously, when I started playing, I was missing shots like absolutely crazy, but once I started grinding a bit, I was getting the hang of it. I wasn't having to rely on the rotational aim assist or anything built into the game. I was just getting the hang of having more natural aim. And it was fun. I was actually getting better. Now, this is another thing. Battlefield 6, no skill-based matchmaking, it only has team balancing. And I didn't have any matches where I was guessing. Obviously, I had matches where I did get destroyed, but not where it's like the game felt it was against me. I was still able to get the odd 1 or 2 kills, and it was fun. Unlike Call of Duty, losing is actually fun in Battlefield, literally because you can still actually learn, and you know the next game, oh, the next game, I might actually do better. It's not like the game is going to be rigged against me. Unless you have teammates who just decide not to revive you. Yeah, that's not exactly a problem with the game, but that's more just people are absolute morons. And to round off the positives of this game, to anyone who said Call of Duty has better graphics, please go shut up and get your eyes tested, because I'm sorry, the graphics on Battlefield 6 are absolutely amazing. Even if you turn them down, they still look beautiful. But now we get to the most important part. First of all, is Battlefield 6 for Call of Duty killer? I'm just going to say it straight. No, it is not. It will not kill Call of Duty. However, it will definitely compete. And I think it can definitely make changes or force Call of Duty to make positive changes. But the thing is, Battlefield 6 is a completely different game. So realistically, it is not killing Call of Duty. Now, should you go and pre-order it? If you're a huge Battlefield fan, I will probably say yes. Go and pre-order it. If you're not, I will probably say wait, see how the game is at launch, and then buy it. And finally, am I going to buy the game? I don't know. As of now, probably not, just because the game is not the butter to my bread. I don't see the point in buying a game if I'm not 100% sure I am going to play it, especially considering the game releases a month before Black Ops 7, and I feel like Black Ops 7 can definitely steal a lot of hype until it starts failing. But yeah, those are all my thoughts about the Battlefield 6 beta. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the beta, and are you going to play Weekend 2? Sadly, I can't, because I won't even be in the country. If you guys enjoyed the video and if you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. It genuinely does really help the channel out, and recently we've been popping off. Obviously, I love seeing all of you that are new to the channel. You guys are the absolute best. But with all that being said, I've been Chris Tex. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.